Welcome back to the Benchwarmers. It's your host, Jacob Matherne, and your co-host, Gabe Caraway. Sorry, very tired. Very, very long week. I know Gabe had a very long week and weekend in general. I'll let Gabe talk. He has a little story for us. His little story time from his past retreat over that's past weekend. So I'm kind of excited to hear it.
It was a retreat. It happened. That's why we didn't record last weekend, if I remember correctly. With these retreats, you go in the middle of the woods. You kind of. I had one bar of service the whole weekend, but it was like one of those bars of service where it's like, yeah, you have a bar, but actually you don't work. So I couldn't check anything. Didn't know what was happening in life. Retreat event wise, the pastor kind of cooked. I'm not gonna lie. He had some some fire segments.
Brother cooked.
The food was abhorrent. It was awful.
Yep.
It was the pulled pork sandwiches weren't bad for lunch. I believe that was Saturday. But the eggs Saturday morning were the worst eggs I've ever had.
Powdered eggs, my favorite.
They did not taste like eggs at all. They barely looked like them. They were in pieces, like little small pieces. Oh man! Sunday they made eggs. They were not bad. They weren't the whatever they did Saturday. I don't know what those were. They didn't do that again. Still wasn't good. Food overall was C minus.
That's a lot more than I was expecting.
That's pretty generous. The pulled pork was good. But yeah, and you know how it is in these, you get in a cabin with a bunch of guys, and the lights go out, man, things just start getting said. And, one guy in particular, I'm not going to quote anything because Jacob saw the quotes. They're not really appropriate. They were bad.
I could say
that guy's on a watch list, probably, at this point. If you want to. I'm not.
Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
No.
Never mind.
No. But yeah, it was fun. Riding on the van up there, the girls got the aux, so just the most annoying pop songs you can think of on full blast in the van for an hour and a half. Miserable, that part of it. I don't know if you what happened with you in the week. What you got going on?
Well, I got a promotion. So my life, I want to be an MLB analyst, and so pretty much little throwback last year, last spring semester, I got a job with ESPN Plus. I was a camera boy. I still am, but that was my title, camera boy. I showed up 30 minutes before the game, and I go record. I mean, wasn't much to it. I was getting paid minimum, kind of like $8 an hour. But it was a job, and I needed to learn a few things in and out. So just get my foot through. And so this past year, I went back to it because I don't do the fall for football and all. I just do baseball and softball. And ultimately, he's like, "Hey, we have this position open, and you're the only one on our team that is also still in school, but also want to be this position." So I'm now the assistant analyst for ESPN Plus for Southeastern baseball. So pretty much, I'm not added to it today, but most days I show up 2 hours early, run a crap ton of numbers, nerd stuff. Talk with the broadcasters, dick around for about another hour, and then I'll go record the game because obviously that's still my job. Then I have to say 2 hours later. That's basically I just dick around with the baseball players. Just the casual. That's really about it. I failed a sociology test. That one hurt. I out of the ordinary. I forgot about it to study. I'm like,
yep.
I showed up on Monday. I woke up Monday. I'm like, crap. I have a sociology test. I'm cooked. I pay attention to class. It's an interesting class. I mean, kind of.
Well, I had that happen in media law yesterday. Let's just say I have 100 in class in Canvas. I'm not going to have 100 anymore. It's going to be really bad. I would take a 40, honestly.
Yeah, I made a 44. I would really take that. I was actually 5. It's a 12-point grading scale, so I was 5 points away from a D. So I think I will be okay. It's a 12-point grading scale, so I think we'll be good.
I would be happy with that.
What else has happened? I woke up this morning at 7 a.m. after going to bed at like 2. That was nuts. I took care of a bunch of drunk people last night. With the Canes. Canes at 1 a.m. is precise. I saw my ex there and my ex's dad, so that was pretty cool. Like Peyton, and I saw Alyssa's dad. Alyssa's dad's cool though.
Ow.
Alyssa's dad's cool.
Ow.
Yeah. Me and him just talked it up for about 30 minutes while I check on make sure the other people eat.
Peyton wasn't bad though, right? That was Alyssa. No, it was kind of a disaster. Ending.
Yeah.
We'll just move on. Let's move on.
Let's move on about that. I think that's all it though. I mean, I had a really crappy week with school. Screw school. Screw everything about school. Hate everything about school. And it hurts my brain. But the what doesn't hurt my brain is sports. Actually, it does, but it really doesn't. So we're gonna get into the actual sports of this. And so pretty much,
some of this is old. But
a lot of this is old. We took a little while off just because we've been really busy recently scheduling. So we're back. We're just gonna go over everything. Just run y'all up to date. Whoever has not paid attention the past 2 weeks. The big one is, of course, with Hornets and Lakers. I think we talked a little bit about it in the past episode. But ultimately, a lot of things have really shaped. Mark Williams is suited up his past Thursday when they play the Lakers. Dalton Connect is playing. He don't look interested at all. I mean, I don't know how Cam Reddish feels. I think he's just there. To be honest with you,
yeah, he is. No,
it's definitely a rough go around for everybody. I'm gonna be honest with you. Connect doesn't really want to play for the Lakers. Williams doesn't believe that he failed a physical, so he's blaming a lot of things on the Lakers. Hornets are disputing everything. It's just a really weird time to be in this situation. I
saw like doctors were disputing that the Lakers failed him, like they shouldn't have failed him on his physical, which is very interesting. I don't know. I feel like we need an explanation as to why. If there's other doctors saying that he should have passed, I don't know. A little bit sketchy, a little bit weird.
Yeah, it's definitely a very weird time. Definitely weird like general aspect of it. Like I said, I don't know how all like the physical behind the physical is working. All like I've been in the physical before. Obviously, I was an athlete, but not like a pro athlete. I mean, the only thing I got is my balls touched by a doctor. I mean, pretty much so. But there's a lot. I really am interested about how it's going to work. If doctors are disputing this, and then Hornets are disputing with the NBA. Can anything come from this? Do you have any thoughts? Any more thoughts on it? Because it's a weird time.
I don't know. I think we're going to get some more details as it continues to happen, because it kind of feels like I can't remember what Instagram account. I think it might be No Context NBA. It might be their name. It had a picture of like Mark Williams talking to the Lakers staff before the game. That was pretty funny. The comments were, as on every No Context NBA post, pretty funny. It's a lot of 2 free throws coming for somebody. They just say a random name. It's kind of brain rot, but I mean it's No Context NBA. So, but yeah, it's very odd. And then they had to play each other like right after, I guess like a week after it happened. So
great. Well, the main thing is to get to it is Dalton Connect's not happy. That's the rookie. I mean, you hope he grows, but now he's not going to grow, at least within the team. That's just a very messy thing. Cam Reddish, you're just there. And of course, Mark Williams is also just confused. But I think who's also confused is the Raptors. They're signing an extension with BI, which BI I don't think is going to play for the rest of the year. I heard a report about it. I don't really know if it's true or not. I know he's out indefinitely. That's what I know. I know for sure. It's like an extra 3 years, $108 million.
It's 3 years, 120.
120. That's what it was. It's a pretty big contract for a guy who's very injury prone. I love him. He's only 29. It's kind of crazy to say, but he's only 29 years old. So he's still in his peak athletic form, technically. And ultimately, there's something in the waters of New Orleans. Dice Daniel said himself that everybody just gets injured when they come here. But hey, they had a great time doing it. So
yeah.
Raptors won the trade now because they got BI signing extension. We weren't going to do that.
We still don't know what they're building, but
it's just an old wing, another one. He's not Kawhi Leonard, guys. Calm down.
They need a big for sure.
Yucca Pearl's him though. Who really needs a big is the Lakers.
Oh yeah,
a big of choice. You had very few people.
Center.
You had very few people to go for. So the choices at the time were Mo Bamba, Alex Len. Who else is in the free agent market? Daniel Tice.
I think so.
And I know there's another part. There's a few just bums. And at all people, they pick Alex Len. So Alex Len, if you don't know who Alex Len is, he's a big draft bust. Drafted 5th overall by the Suns. Played there for a little bit with Dragan Bender.
Oh wow, Bender.
Played next with the Kings. There's a team between I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. There's a team between the Suns and the Kings. Cannot remember. I want to say it's Grizzlies. That's what I want to say. That sounds right, but it doesn't sound right at the same time. But pretty much all in all, this guy's a bum. This guy is a makeshift Jonas Valanciunas. But I mean, when you have the Lakers have Jackson Hayes as their starting center, you kind of really can't do too much. You're just kind of hoping something happens. You're hoping that this Mark Williams trade went through, but ultimately it did not. So you're kind of just there, cooked. Alex Len is not good by any standards. I don't know if you have any take on that. He's a center. He's a center.
Well, not really. He's not good. I think he already played maybe a couple games for him. And it was you scroll to him in the box score, and it's get that away. That's how bad it is. I realized I left one thing off here. This probably should have been. This might be the most important news. Let's just hold on. Let me scroll. All right. We probably should have put this at the top. Victor Wembanyama out for the rest of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. With deep vein thrombosis in right shoulder, which I don't know what that is. Sounds like it's not fun. I think it's related to, Chris Bosh had something similar, blood clots. It's something to do with that. Obviously, Chris Bosh had to retire because he kept getting that. Hopefully, this doesn't
exactly
end up like that does. They're probably were in the play-in hunt, I would imagine. I'm not sure what seed they were.
They were the 8th seed.
Oh, okay.
Sounds right.
Yeah, they that does kind of screw some things up. You still have De'Aaron Fox, but come on, man, it's Wemby. It's kind of it. It's over.
You're generational athlete. You're the alien. They legit call him the alien, which he is. 7'4", can shoot threes and move like KD. Kind of hard to stop. Now you're relying off De'Aaron Fox, I love De'Aaron Fox. Really, he dropped 26 points last night. His first game without Wemby. But you're also relying off Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, which is good role players with a dominant big. But without them, Keldon Johnson ain't bad, but really ain't that good. He played on the the FIBA team. I remember that. That's what I remember first mentioning. Kellen Johnson's a FIBA team. Devin Vassell, still young, buns but young. And Chris Paul, old and buns. Zach. Oh, who's our backup big? It was Zach Collins.
Yeah, I don't know. He's gone though.
He is gone. Everybody try to look up the score from last night. I mean, they won last night. They beat the Suns 120-109. Oh gosh. Oh man. Bismack Biyombo.
He's still in the league.
He is still in the league. Jeremy Shohan, Julian Champetti also played center minutes. Oh, and Harrison Barnes had a few center minutes as well. Cooked.
That is bad.
Cooked. Oh, busy. Oh, no. Busy won't get busy. That's bad. That's awful.
Yeah, he's done.
But I hope it's not too serious because obviously I don't like how he plays. He's 7'4". I mean, I don't like how he plays. But ultimately, I do love Wemby. He is so good. And he's also pretty fun to watch when he's on the night. But I mean, hope everything goes well. Hopefully, don't turn into Chris Bosh because that will suck. I love Chris Bosh, but man, he had to retire early. That one sucked. That would hurt me as a younger kid. But what really hurt me, as we talked about before, in our who will we draft, what really hurt me is this jump shot of a kid, of a man. It's Markelle Fultz. King signed him. Dad don't do anything. He's awful. He's still no good.
He was decent with the Magic a couple years ago.
He was. He had decent 1 or 2 years.
He was out of the league though.
Really
recently. He's back.
There's really not much to say about it.
But move on.
Oh, speaking of really hurting, it's the Mavericks, man. I'll just read you what the list of injuries they have and pretty much what they go with. Daniel Gafford, a grade 3 MCL sprain, out for 6 weeks. Anthony Davis out multiple weeks with a left adductor strain. He had started the first game back. And then Lively is still out with a foot fracture. He sustained in January. Still out for a couple more months. Maybe Mavs need a big.
Dwight Powell.
Okay, I keep going. That's Kyrie's about to put a backpack on every single night. Because Klay Thompson could not hit shots to save his life.
PJ Washington, center minutes.
Okay, I do like. Yeah, that's true. PJ Washington, but
he's short though. But
that's what you're gonna have to roll out with.
Yeah,
I would say Max Kleber, but he got traded to the Lakers. No. Yes.
No.
Yes, he did. He got traded to the Lakers in that trade. He was part of it. I didn't play him at center. But I don't know. That's not that good either. I mean, this is a rough go for Mavs. I know I just saw a report a report today that the Mavericks are gonna honor Luka when the Lakers go to them. I don't know when that game is. I kind of just forgot. But ultimately, I know it's coming up.
We played the Wizards tonight. Curse revenge game, maybe. It's in DC though. Kuzma revenge game.
He's about to drop 40 on you. Oh, we played the Mavericks tonight. Oh, we're cooked.
Kuzma hasn't been bad. Hey. Hasn't been bad. He can actually move on defense, like Chris. Actually, hold on. I didn't put this on here. A thing happened yesterday. It was definitely a decision by the NBA.
Oh. Yeah.
Someone who assaults someone gets 30 game suspension.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Portis takes the wrong painkiller and gets 25. So, good job by the skinny white boy running the NBA. I hate Adam Silver. Not worse than Daniel Stern, but that's because he was so bad. That's the only reason. Ooh, Roger Goodell or Adam Silver? That's two horrible people.
I don't know if you know the baseball commissioner. I keep forgetting his name. is awful. He can't
be
So from what I follow, the commissioners, it's NHL, MLB. These two are not that good.
You don't follow
They're
NHL.
pretty buns. They're pretty buns.
You don't follow NHL.
I do. Okay, ready for this? NBA and then NFL.
It's close.
It's
close.
Bad.
I tried to get into NHL. I chose the Predators because Tennessee. But they're bad.
I've watched them since I was younger. No, but there's an NHL team coming to New Orleans, possibly. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, they're gonna play at I don't know what's in there, but play probably the Smoothie King. About to guess. I don't know why they should just do Baton Rouge and just take the Raising King River Center and just replace the Zydeco's. Please, dear God, please. They suck.
Remember the Zephyrs, man? Then the baby cakes.
Baby cakes.
Oh. The mascot. We need to do a mascot ranking.
It's coming back. It's not coming back. No. It's still around.
No.
It comes to some of the Pelicans games. It's bad.
Oh gosh, no. Bobby Portis. I don't know. We got him baby cakes. Bobby Portis to baby cakes. Make that connection. That's a quiz for our listeners.
Gosh, that one hurts.
Yeah. So took the wrong painkiller. Suspended 25 games, which there's like 29 left in this regular season. So he's got a 4-game ramp up at the end of the season before the playoffs. Took tramadol, which is a very strong painkiller. Thought it was Toradol, which is another painkiller. Pretty close in similarity there, but apparently tramadol is on the banned list. So yeah, 25 games for an accidental painkiller, whatever, Adam. Fix your All-Star game. Don't worry about painkillers. We'll talk about that a little later. It was horrible. It was like the My Eyes meme from SpongeBob, where the guy's eyes start burning. That's how bad it was.
Can't watch it.
But we got some NFL news. Here. And I'm gonna kick it off here with this is an underrated player.
A personal favorite of mine.
This is an underrated player.
Personal favorite
Germaine Pratt requesting a trade out of Cincinnati.
Madden legend.
I did always pick him up. Yeah. This is, of course, a casualty of the contract hell that Cincinnati's in right now, where they have, just a ton of their top guys need to get new contracts. Somebody like Germaine Pratt doesn't really fit in the Jamar, T, and Trey Hendrickson hierarchy, even though he's a really good player. So the money he's going to want is probably not going to be something they can give him. Top 10 in tackles last year. It sucks. You still have Logan Wilson in your linebacker room, but you lose Germaine Pratt. That's your number 2. Number 1, depending on what you want. Logan Wilson's more of a pass coverage guy, if I'm not mistaken. So I thought it was always kind of a good linebacker tandem that they had. A bad defense is about to get worse. And especially with the money they're going to have to hand out to Jamar, it's not looking like they're going to give T a contract. We'll actually mention him a little bit. We talk about some of the franchise tag news. I'll let you speak on Germaine Pratt. I don't know if you have anything.
I really don't. I do love Germaine Pratt. Ever since he got drafted in 17. 16, 17. I want to say I'm right on that. And he's been like Madden mobile legend, Madden legend in general.
2019.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was like 2018, but
I thought it was too. But I mean, that's bad for Cincy. That's another linebacker getting lost to a really bad defense they already have. Even though Germaine Pratt didn't really play that good this past year, he's been injured a lot. At least I don't remember off the top of my head.
He's top 10 in tackles.
Oh, my fault. I'm thinking of someone else. My fault.
I think it was last year he was injured.
Yes, that's what it was. I mean, my brain's getting all messed up. I'm tired. But I mean, contracts. You need your money. If you play good, get paid good. Honestly, and who also needs to do that? I'm doing good. With my coaches today. James Cook. James Cook plans to hold out or really request a trade due to contract situation. This dude's a top 10, top 15 running back. Depending on how you look at it, I like him. I know a lot of people don't like him because he's really I think he's underrated personally. A lot of people don't like him. He's like Kyron Williams to me. He's so consistent. And ultimately, he's been playing good. He's what Josh Allen's right-hand man this past 2 years since he really took over the starting role. And Florida State legend, of course, James Cook. And ultimately, you need your money. And if Bills don't want to get to him, you get out of there.
Yep. He's entering the last year was rookie deal, wants an increase in his payday, which I think is justified based on last season. $15 million a year, I think, is what he's shooting for, which I think is pretty fair. I'm trying to think of the guys in that range. But I think this is definitely fair for the Bills, who don't really, I don't know, do they have a lot of guys to like, a lot of young guys to give contracts to? I feel like this should be a pretty easy move. I mean, they got off Diggs' contract because they want to deal with him and they don't want to deal with his contract. I feel like this should be a no-brainer.
I mean, you got Greg Rosa, so you still have to pay.
Von Miller they might cut, so that gives you some money.
Yeah, I don't think of anybody off the top of my head. That's probably like, I mean, there's with running backs you can get like a good running back a third round and be okay. But I mean, James Cook, third round.
It's a good draft. It's a good draft.
It's a good draft, but
for running back,
I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of people that could be a top 10 running back potential in that later rounds like James Cook was, in my eyes.
Later rounds. Yeah.
But I mean, you need your money. Get paid, my brother. Get paid. But this one really hurts. This one. I'm not a Cincinnati fan. I'm not a San Francisco fan. San Fran at all. But man, do I love Dre Greenlaw. And he was so good in that San Fran system. Robert Saleh was coming back. Everything was looking up for San Fran. And he's wanting to hit free agency. He didn't get a contract re-signed last season. And it really sucks because that's probably the second best linebacker on the team. Potential top 10 linebacker in the league in general when he's healthy. He was the reason when he went down with his Achilles injury in the Super Bowl. I think that's for sure the reason why they lost. I will state on that for sure. I mean, he's good. He's great when he's healthy, but he has not been healthy the past 2 years. Of course, the Achilles injury took him out for a year, and then this past year he had another big. I want to say ACL, but that don't seem right. It's another big injury he had that took him out for the back half of the year.
Man, everybody went down on that team. I don't know who went down with what. There was like 4 million injuries. I hear the Texans are a team to watch for Dre Greenlaw. Makes sense. Some ties to Houston for Dre Greenlaw. So could be a Titan, but that's just me. I'm not dealing with Kenneth Murray for another year. Hopefully we don't give him a contract. Please take me out back and shoot me if we sign Kenneth Murray to another contract. Yeah, we suck, but that's a whole different thing. Every time I just think of the pure dread I get thinking about Titans football. And the pure dread I get when I think about the Dolphins as well. Not quite as bad as we are, but they're getting there. Tua, I don't know what percent of his brain actually works at this point. You have to acknowledge that. Raheem Mostert, a Dolphins legend, kind of. Not really. I mean, he had a good year, if we're being honest, 2 years ago. But now he's kind of, is what he is. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Riverside sold for a second there, but we're back. Raheem Mostert, they're going to be releasing him. The Dolphins are. Kind of a no-brainer move because you have Devon Achane. But, man, it's just the duo that they had 2 years ago was really good. Last season, obviously, didn't work out that well. Raheem Mostert was injured. Achane was injured. Mostert was just bad also, was part of it. The Dolphins were bad. I mean, they signed Aaron Brewer as their center. You're not going to have a good O-line. I'm sorry. I've dealt with Aaron Brewer for like 2 years. He's like 5'9", can't really pass block to save anyone's life. I don't know if you have anything to say about Raheem Mostert. Reminisce on his year that he had 2 years ago, man. Streets won't forget.
I remember in fantasy, Chop always had him. I always had him for like one random weekend. I always played him on that one random week, and I sat there in pain because he would take a 40 like a 60-yard to the house twice, and then get injured and still have more points than half my team. I'd be sitting there, man. Freak this guy. I hate him. I don't really hate him, but I mean,
let's talk about Aaron Jones fantasy.
No. Yes, I love him. I would always draft him, but no. Gosh,
that was hilarious.
Oh, I did. So, actually, I'm looking at our notes real quick. I didn't know about this. So, Godwin, no chance of receiving franchise tag. Thank the Lord, he's been torturing us all my life.
He was a top 5 receiver last year before he got injured.
He tortured us. He torched us year after year after year after year after year. Tom Brady. I remember a 50-yard bomb to him from Tom Brady. I'm like, Blanket, stop, please. Please. Thank God. I really hope this happens, and I really hope he does not sign a contract because I do not want him anywhere near the NFC South ever again. Unless he's on the Saints, of course. But what I did know about, which I can't actually talk about, is the Bengals plan to franchise tag Tee Higgins. I feel like we talked about this beforehand, that they were planning to give him a contract, do something with them. They want to keep him here and there in Cincy. Because obviously, you have Tee Higgins as your number 2 wide receiver. That's a pretty good, cool. And Andre Yusufach as their 3, or Jermaine Burton as our 4.
Jermaine Burton, he's a head case.
I don't like Jermaine Burton. I like Andre Yusufach though.
He's not bad.
But I mean, Tee Higgins, number 2 wide receiver. That's a top 3 number 2 in the league.
He's a Titan.
He's a Saint. He's a Saint. He's a Saint. So calm down.
No,
calm down.
Unfortunately,
calm down.
He's a Titan.
But this
next guy's a Titan too.
This guy's a Saint. We don't need him. We don't need him, but he's a Saint. Dolphins would not use franchise tag on Jevon Holland. This is Gabe's favorite Madden franchise player.
He's so good.
He's so easy to trade for, and Gabe was automatically always trades for him. And it comes to X Factor, it pisses me off.
He was on my Falcons team with Damos. He's probably not easy to trade for now. I don't know. I'm gonna get on 25 this weekend, maybe start since it's on Game Pass now.
I mean,
I love Jevon Holland.
I really hope he comes to the Saints. I don't like him. I mean, I don't like him on other teams because he's good. He's a good safety, potential top 15, top 10 safety, depends how you look at it.
Yeah,
had it down
have
here.
A free safety.
Yeah, we can always have another one.
We don't have a free safety. Quandre Diggs is a free agent.
Yeah, but the Titans with the Saints, name value.
Where are y'all picking again?
9th.
9?
9th.
It's not that good.
What y'all picking again? Oh yeah, first. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, and we're gonna trade to the Jets and get 1 million picks.
True, I did see that. But yeah, will be free agent. He's gonna be expensive. More out of the cap space that Saints cannot provide.
That's the thing. You don't have any money.
I love this.
We have some money.
I love this.
This next guy's a Titan.
Chief won't tag Trey Smith. In my Saints franchise, I did Madden 25. I did get Trey Smith, absolute dog. But in real life, he is the X factor of the Chiefs' offensive line because he is really darn good, and the tackles are really darn bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He had a bad Super Bowl, though.
He did have a bad Super Bowl, but also the offensive line, besides Creed Humphrey, had a really bad Super Bowl. Creed Humphrey locking it down, but it's what Creed Humphrey does. My dog. Still remember I don't know which franchise it was. It was one of our just random franchises we made. I got him in like the third round of a draft, and he became an X Factor.
Was that the Nighthawks?
Oh, it was.
OKC?
Yeah. It was. That was a good one.
Those jerseys were bad.
Yeah. But, I mean, Trey Smith, that's X Factor for the Chiefs. I mean, you're going to need him. He don't need y'all, but you're going to need him. Or your offensive line is going to be a lot worse than last year, and that's saying a lot as it was already really bad. I don't know if you want to speak on a little bit on it as well.
I mean, other than like visions of delusion, like that he could be a Titan, which I think I said. Did I say I think I said all these guys could be Titans. So I've completely lost it at this point. Probably shouldn't listen to anything I say. Now we do have some money, but he wants like 20. Trey Smith wants like 20 something a year. So I don't know if that's where we should be spending our money. This is also a decent O-line draft. We really need a tackle more than we need a guard, obviously, because the worst lineman in football, obviously last year, literally a chair would have been better than Nicholas Petit-Frere. So we have to get an upgrade at right tackle. It's a must. So I think if anything, we should overpay for a tackle rather than a guard, would be my opinion. But if you're the Chiefs, it's like, ooh, your tackles are already bad. You have a great center. You have the best center in the league, right? So that's good. Joe Thuney, I believe, is still under contract, but, he's old at this point. He had to play. I think Joe Thuney played like guard and tackle this year. It was weird. They were moving him around because their tackles were so bad. Juwan Taylor, Wanya Morris, those guys suck. Really bad, stinks, bad, horrible. Kingsley Sumatia was also one of their tackles they were using. Bad, stinks, terrible, bad, horrible. Nothing good about them. Same, all those adjectives that I just used. They were like the same three. They've never applied more than they did last weekend for the NBA All-Star game. That was horrible. It wasn't even the player's fault. It was the fact that it was like 90% commercial garbage and it was like 10% actually basketball. Yeah. Not to say I like the format. I didn't really like the format.
I did not. The format was so bad.
But the game itself wasn't bad when they were playing. When it wasn't Kevin Hart doing stand-up and TNT getting a farewell 5 times. Fishing. I look up and there's like fishing gear and it's like, what are we doing here? Of course, Giannis wasn't playing, so I really didn't care that much anyway. Dame did have a game winner for the old head team, so that was cool. He was not clutch in the 3-point contest. He did not do good. Andre Jackson, another Bucs guy, did not do good in the dunk contest.
That was awful.
He was really bad.
Mac McClung had to come save everybody once again, the third straight year.
Three-peat.
But shout out to Stephon Castle. I will give Stephon Castle some credit. He had some good dunks. Now, there could be debate. He could have beaten Mac McClung in some of the final rounds. Besides Mac, jumping over a car. That out of nowhere. I mean, I was expecting that, but it was. I didn't watch it. I'll be honest with you. I had so much other better things to do in my life and watch that.
There were no TVs there, so
I hated it actually. I watched a little bit of dunk contest just as pure like, oh cool dunk contest. Let's see some cool dunks, and I see Andre Jackson do whatever the hell he did, and it made me want to absolutely shoot myself.
Yeah, no.
But I mean,
Bad.
whatever.
Bad.
There's not. You can't fix it. You're really in a deep hole. But I mean, on Twitter at least, there's a lot of NBA players saying that Mac McClung makes me want to dunk, like John Morant, Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine, Giannis.
Giannis said he would do it if Ja does it.
He did.
I don't want to see that personally because he already did it once, and he wasn't that good.
But it will be cool to see.
A different guy then.
Nonetheless, hope it happens. The dunk contest is probably my favorite event, just because it's cool dunks. That's really about it. That's really how I like it. Sometimes. But the good laughing aspect of it. And you have anything else you want to add on it? This amazing All-Star weekend that we had.
I clicked in. We were back for the game Sunday night, so I sort of clicked on to watch. I watched the OGs because Dan was playing. I didn't watch the final round or whatever. I don't know. There was like 3 rounds, I think. It was like a tournament style. I don't even remember who won. I think it was the OGs. I can't remember. But it was on wasn't Tatum on the OGs team? What happened?
I got the worst news of my life. Fish Friday isn't happening at Southeastern.
That doesn't sound like it would be good though.
No, Fish Friday
is the fish actually good?
The fish is the best part of Southeastern. It's the reason why people come to this school.
I'm used to really bad food all around. When I went to the Fresh, so I wouldn't know.
Let me take a quick second to. You keep talking. You have anything else you want to add?
Well, the next segment kind of involves you, so I'm just gonna we'll just sit here and watch.
All right. Okay, I'm good now. Let's do this. All right. We're gonna keep that in. Saints. So Saints hire Kellen Moore as head coach. Good hire. Even best hire. Eagles QB coach Doug Nussmeier comes to the offense coordinator position. Bang! Bang! We had the young. So I can't remember all of our staff. I had a picture of it. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here's our staff right now. It's Kellen Moore, Scott Tolzien, TJ Paganetti, Chase Hazlitt, and Brendan Nugent. They're all 41 and lower, 36, 37, 35, 32, and 41. We have a young coaching staff. That's what we need. Okay, Mickey Loomis cooked for once in his life with his coaching staff. And he gave mostly full reigns over Kellen Moore, which it should be full reigns over anybody, but I'll take mostly. I will take it. But so I know that I know the Nussmeyers, the girl that almost probably about to be my girlfriend, danced with a lot of the family members. So I got to meet a lot of them. So I got to meet Garrett Nussmeier, which was pretty cool. Pretty cool. But now there's a good thing that comes with this. We need a quarterback next year. And man, I know who our offensive coordinator is for next year. Wouldn't that be pretty cool?
He's going to have to improve a lot. Maybe
I don't care. Give him to me. Please. Please. That would be the best day of my life. We have a quarterback who can actually quarterback. And we have Derek Carr, which dear God, hope we cut them. I hope we trade them. I hope we do something with them. Send them off. Goodbye. Springer Rattler season. Let me get through my despair for at least a season. And let's rally the troops. Rally the troops down Nola Street. Get Nussmeier into the building. Let's roll, baby. Kellen Moore is going to lead us to the promised land. I really think he's probably going to be really bad as a head coach, but we're going to see. He's young.
Next year's going to be bad, but
that's expected.
They can't do anything with the roster, really.
It's expected. But I'm okay. I'm happy. I think we still need a defense coordinator, which is okay. I can deal with that. But it is sad to see Darren Rizzi go. He cared about beating the Falcons. That's all I cared about. He did not apologize for beating the Falcons. It's even better. But shout out Darren Rizzi. Shout out Kellen Moore. Shout out Mickey Loomis. But he's making his name a little bit better. Slowly but surely, a little bit better. Now, is this going to last much longer? Probably not. Around free agency where usually things go downhill for Loomis. The draft picks up a tad and then goes straight back downhill. But that's all I have to say. I don't have these next two segments. You had the Hate Hoops today, so I'll let you have your fun, and I'll get ready for my Who Would You Drafted.
Okay. I do have...
intro time. Hold up. This is where we hate hoops, of course. Our favorite segment. Usually my favorite segment. I just haven't had time to do anything about it. I haven't watched any basketball recently. But pretty much hate hoops is a segment where we hate hoops because, man, we hate hooping.
Okay, yeah, so let's do that one first. This is, obviously, most of these notes we had to make. I think we made these last week. So some of these stayed, some of these were updated. Now this particular, I have two hate hoops. This particular one is old from last week, but when you guys hear the stats, it's gonna be okay. It's always okay to hate on this. The February 11th, 2025 Bulls. It was bad. It was really bad. Final score 132-92, loss to the Pistons. They were down 49 points at the 3:04 mark in the third quarter. Yep. Shot 10 for 47 from three.
I have hoops after this. I have hoops.
That was about 1 of 20 from three at one point in the first half. 1 of 21, something like that. We're talking like Rockets game 7 bad. Like that's how bad it was. They shot 35% from the field and 21.3% from three as a team. Kobe White was 2 of 13 and 0 of 8 from three. Vucevic was 4 of 15 and 0 of 5 from three. Their leading scorer was Matas Buzelis with 12 points. Yeah. The Bulls pack it up, shut down the team. It's time. And then just a brief Hate Hoops part 2 here. Lakers, Luka Doncic. Really rough. 3 games. On Wednesday, he was off a minute restriction finally. 14, 11, and 8. Okay, if that's a bench player, that's a good stat line. If it's Luka Doncic, it's not. 33 minutes, 5 of 18, 1 of 9 from 3, 6 turnovers, and 5 personal fouls. Good stuff. It was the Hornets. Nice job. In the 3 games that he's played with the Lakers, he's averaging 14, 6, and 5. Good stuff. As a 6 man, that's a great stat line. Yeah, not as a Luka Doncic. 36% from the field, 21% from 3, and 58% from the free throw line. Yeah, good stuff. Great trade for the Lakers. He's washed. It's over. Retire.
Let me hate real quick. Man, so this isn't involved in the NBA. It's my intramural basketball team. Let me give a quick. So, Gabe, it's been a while since we played basketball together. It's been a while since we played each other in basketball. It's been about 6 years or so.
It's been so long.
I was a really, really bad basketball player back in the day. Bad, awful, even. Gabe was worse, but I don't know. We were about the same level, actually. But
I could shoot that thing randomly.
So, of course, my fraternity, I play intramural basketball just because I need something to do with my life. And so I'm on the B team, so I'm pretty much with all the scrubs. That's because I was not that good for A team because I'm big and fat and I'm a guard. I mean, whatever. But so we played a team who won the championship last year. For them had easy wins in the playoffs. By the way, we were in the playoffs with the 5th seed. Put that out because of me. So I had 18 points this game. So a little credit to myself. I had 18 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. We lost by 40. 65 to 25. Okay. I scored 18 of our 25 points and assisted on all assisted of all 25 points. Okay.
How many turnovers?
2. I had one start the game and then one that just end the game. It's just we were down. I didn't care at that point. My teammate shot 1. Forget that. 1 for 23.
One of your teammates or the whole team?
One of my teammates.
Yo, cut him.
I wish. Other one, he had other one shot 1 for, I think it was 14. And the guy shot 1 for 2.
You guys suck.
And the rest of the guys went 0 for 3, 0 for 4. I'm like, dude, I went 8 for 11, 3 for 5 from threes. Really, like I was like, dude, I was doing this at one point. I was down on the defensive end. They just ran it up, and I just see the ball get taken to the guy who's 1 for 20 at the point. I sat down on the opposite side bench and we start chatting it up, talking to the girls, talking to the guys. We're vibing. They're playing basketball. It's a 4v5. I didn't care.
Did you hit the Jimmy Butler finals pose where he was like bent over?
I did. I had a crazy layup. And there's some black dudes just right there just chilling. He's like, good stuff, white boy. Good stuff, white boy. I'm like, dude, I have 18 overall points. I'm tired. Can I sit with you? I was like, yeah. So I just sat down with them for a while. So I want to hate on my intramural team real quick. Because I know some of them will actually watch this. Oh gosh,
I forgot.
What?
I'll have story time at the end of the episode.
Okay.
Because we played basketball and football at camp. I forgot to talk about it.
All right, hoop credit. Do you have a hoop credit? Of course, I don't have one. I don't have anybody to get credit for.
Bowl. Last 4 games before yesterday's game. I made this before they played last night. I think he only had 5 points last night. I only played 10 minutes. So, but it's 4 games before yesterday. He's averaging 16, 7, and 3 blocks. 45% from the field, 30% from 3. He's never been the most efficient guy in his career, but he's also been a bench guy. So, now in those 4-game stretches, the Suns went 1 of 3, but the Suns are bad. All right. And Katie missed the first 2 in that stretch. Devin Booker missed one of them, and Bradley Beal did not play in any of those games where Bobo was cooking. And again, the Suns just suck anyway. But Bobo, I want to give some credit to him. I think Shaq really likes him a lot. He said he's like, I can't remember what he said. He said something like he can do everything Wemby can or something like that. I don't know. It was crazy. Bobo, man, 2K legend, like 2 years ago when I still played that. Yeah, just you gotta love Bobo. You got to. And I believe now you have a game for me.
I do. It's who would you draft? And we're going to go away from NBA. We're going to MLB. Or not MLB. NFL. My fault. I'm so sorry. NFL. I'm so sorry. So I have you 3 guys, not the same position. I have you a quarterback, a wide receiver, and a defensive lineman. Okay. But I have a scenario.
What is my team?
I have a scenario.
What does my team need?
I have a scenario for you. Okay. So, Gabe, you are a GM of the.
Wait, what's it? What is it? What's the positions?
Quarterback, wide receiver, defensive lineman. I'll tell you when I go through it. You have you're over a team. It's a team. It's the New Mexico Chili Peppers. Okay. It's a team that you really need to help because these people aren't good. But you have 3 chances. You have 3 chances at a generational player. A quarterback. Your quarterback was not the greatest, but he still is serviceable to get it done. A wide receiver. Your wide receiver room needs a lot of help, but there's also a lot of wide receivers in the upcoming free agent class, and you have a lot of money to spend. Now, defensive lineman isn't your most needed, but a generational defensive lineman will help anything you have, and his free agent class is not good with depth with defensive line. Okay? All right. So, said quarterback. It's all the same draft class. I pulled numbers.
Okay.
So this
It's not
quarterback
30 years ago, is it?
No, this is recent. I'm not giving you any height or anything because it's going to give the players away. Actually, I can give you everything. Actually, I'll give you everything. Okay, so say quarterback. This quarterback is 5'10", 192. I tell you, this could be anybody from any draft class. So if you think it's Kyler Murray, you're wrong.
No.
Okay.
He's shorter than that, isn't he?
Kyler Murray's 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". But I did pull some insane pools for this. So quarterback.
Garrett King? Like, I don't know.
He is from the Big 12 team of OU. He won Heisman this past year. So it's 4,300 yards, 42 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. 6-9 completion percentage.
This past year?
No, in this year that he had. Okay.
Baker Mayfield 5'10".
And then
I think so.
QB rating of 199.2. As the only year he started, the 2 years before that, when he got put in the year before his Heisman campaign, he sucked. He has a lot of questions about his accuracy, his arm strength, and of course his size. And then there's also questions he might could play another sport. Next player.
This is Kyler Murray.
Next player.
That's like, what do you mean?
Okay, next player is quarterback's teammate. Yeah, quarterback's teammate. Okay, this is a wide receiver. You need wide receiver bad. But is he going to be your player for you? Your wide receiver is 5'11", 162, very short end. 75 reception. His junior year, he redshirted freshman year. So sophomore year, he had 57 receptions, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Junior year, he had 75 receptions, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns. A lot of questions about with said person. What was his name? He's fast. You're not gonna get defensive lineman, but he's very fast, very very fast. He once beat a guy, average Joe, with average Joe had 20 yards head start. But this man has some insane drops. He dropped about 4.6% of the time in college. So if you care about that, you care about that. Okay. Are you ready for the next one? So this is my favorite one because this was my personal favorite defensive lineman out of this said draft. So I'm gonna give you his whole entire career because he pretty much played his junior year, his senior year, and his redshirt senior year. Okay, you get that? So he had an extra year. So pretty much,
he's older then.
Yes, he's gonna be older. And then he got drafted at 23. QB drafted at 22, and then wide receiver drafted at 22 as well. Tackles, a combined 184 tackles, 45 TFLs, 15 sacks. 18 sacks. But
is he an edge or like a interior?
He is an edge. He can play edge, interior. He can also play tight end for you because he has to play a lot of tight end at his said time at the University of Michigan. He also caused 3 forced fumbles, and then also have a pass reflection. I don't know if you care about that. I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, so I'm not giving names. You probably know some of them, but you have a scenario you have to come down to. But this defensive lineman, they were all deemed generational at said time. Like the quarterback, generational speed, generational ability to escape the pocket, short. Wide receiver, generational speed, can't catch. Defensive lineman, generational strength. This guy was strong. He was a strong man, but he's pretty darn slow. So take names out of your head. You don't need names. You need what you need to focus on. What does the New Mexico Chili Peppers need?
My mic fell. Our QB is serviceable, right?
QB is serviceable. He's old. He's contracts coming up that next year. And there could potentially be better QBs in the next year draft, which there wasn't, but you deem there might be.
Wide receiver could get in free agency. We don't have any depth in free agency for defensive linemen, which worries me. What's like our QB serviceable? So like, but what's his like? Is he old? Is he like?
He's old.
This is.
I already read the scenario on my papers, so I know which one I'm drafting because I know which one I care about.
I am leaning towards the defensive end.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm worried. I'm a bit worried though, because I don't know. QB is so important. This is generational.
They're all redeemed generational at one aspect of the game, which is kind of crazy. I'm surprised I was able to find this. I read through a lot of draft reports for this.
I think I have the defensive end right, the one I was thinking of anyway. So I'm just gonna forget about that. Michigan. I probably would be stupid to not go QB if it's generational, because that would be the most beneficial. Generational QB for the Chili Peppers would probably be the pick.
Okay, so you're going which position?
QB.
Okay. So said QB was Kyler Murray. Said wide receiver was Marquise Brown. So I gave you a great player for a while, a decent player, and then the bad player was Chase Winovich.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What a pull in my head.
I think Rashawn Gary was the same year as Kyler Murray. That's what I was thinking.
You are correct. I almost pulled another. It was a defensive lineman out of Oklahoma that was in the same draft. I wanted to pull him just at the same team, but I thought it would be a little too obvious. Of course, Kyler Murray got the first overall, and we all saw he went. He had a lot of questions coming out of it. He's going to play for baseball for the A's. He's going to do all these things. He's short, questioned with ability of commitment. But ultimately, we didn't care about that. He's pretty darn good. Hollywood Brown was the first or second wide receiver taken off the board in a loaded wide receiver class. That consists of DK Metcalf, A.J. Brown. Those the big names. And, of course, N'Keal Harry. And, of course, Chase Winovich was my outside of Nick Bosa, was my personal favorite defensive lineman in this past draft class. I didn't think of which one I really wanted to do, and I chose So here's my options. I had, of course, Nick Bosa, Josh Allen, Brian Burns, Chase Winovich, Clean Farrell. I almost gave you that one. Zach Allen, Montez Sweat, and then Rashawn Gary. I feel like I made it a little too easy, but I actually in my case, so I ran each kind of simulation of how you're going to do after that, just out of each pick, just for fun. So since you chose quarterback, your quarterback we're not going to go completely out of the way. He ended up actually becoming NFL MVP. Congratulations, you chose MVP. He led your team to many Super Bowls. Your wide receiver ended up getting injured after 2 years. Good job. And the defensive lineman ended up being a serviceable player.
Fine.
That's really it. And of course, in real life, Kyler Murray is him sometimes. After injury, not so much before injury. I liked him. Hollywood Brown, of course, speedy, can't catch. And it's just Chase Winovich is out of the league. If I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
That sounds right. But that's my game. I love playing that game. Always a fun game to play. Now it's time for this. This is what we've been excited for. So of course we blind rank of all these things, and of course, so me and Gabe have a small addiction. You could say dedication.
It's bad.
It's energy drinks. So we blind ranked 5 energy drinks. Gabe's gonna tell me his 5. I'm gonna tell you his 5. You know the deal. Gabe, I'll let you start. Because I'm gonna go off you technically. You start. You start.
Let's flip a coin. Flip a coin.
All right.
I'm doing virtual though.
I'm heads. Your tails.
Okay. I thought Google. Hold on. I use Brave. I don't think Brave has it. No, Google does. Heads. All right.
All right. I'm going first. All right. So I'm also pulling off our tier list. So hope you remember.
That's kind of what I did.
Hope you remember your tier list. Let me find the one I'm looking at.
Oh no.
All
that was
right.
6 years ago.
Gabe.
Oh no.
We're gonna start off with sugar-free Red Bull. I enjoy.
Now they just did a new.
Enjoy sugar-free Red Bull. It's a different flavor.
They just did a new one.
They did. You're correct. They had a different formula.
They redid it. It's very good. Monk fruit. I don't know what the hell that is, but it's pretty good. For the energy drinks, this is probably the toughest one because there's such a. You can pick. Oh my gosh.
Such a wide variety.
There's so many. I can't put this any higher than 3, and that feels too high, honestly. Okay. But I'm gonna have to.
I feel like you're gonna regret that
because there's a lot of bad.
Pacific Punch Monster. The most made of all treats.
4. It can't be the worst, though,
because
there is worse.
Okay. I don't want to play this.
Great can, though.
I do.
Great
can. Ghost, the red gummy things, whatever it's called.
Sour Patch?
Sour Patch, yeah, the red Sour Patch.
That one's mid. That one is mid. Crap. No, I can't put that at 5. I can't put that at 2 though either. But I have. God.
I got you good on this one.
I messed up.
You did.
I messed up.
You did. I knew you were gonna mess up with sugar for Red Bull.
I already have to change my list too, so you might have to give me a second when we're done.
Which one are you gonna put it at?
I should have put Pacific Punch at 5.
Which bullet do you want? Which bullet do you want to take?
I have to put it at 2.
Okay, good choice.
I have to.
Next one. Bang, whole lot of chocolate.
No, 5. 5 off the list. 6. It's the worst drink I've ever had.
Okay, so this is technically your highest rated C4 from what I can see. It's the C4 Starburst.
Which one?
The red one.
Cherry?
Yeah.
Oh, number 1. Bang to the top. Love that one.
What a list.
What
a pull. I have pretty good pulls.
I messed up a couple times. Hold on. Can you stall them while I have to swap one out, so I have to go back and look.
Yeah. What else did I do? So I'm watching some football behind me. I haven't watched a lot of sports recently. I'm excited about baseball. Let me talk about a little bit of baseball. I haven't got a chance to do that recently. So the Yankees changed their policy of like the facial thing yet. The facial hair. W. Oh, thank God.
I heard about that. I've heard about that
Garrett Cole is gonna be back to beard Garrett Cole, which was a bad man. He went 13-1, had over 200 strikeouts, a 1.93 ERA in juice ball era. Yeah, go and get that man a Cy Young ASAP. W-Mans. What else? Football. Oh yeah, baseball. Tigers, of course, my favorite team. We did not get Alex Bregman. When I did see that, I was in shambles. I actually fell to my knees in sadness. I sat there. I'm like, there ain't no way this just happened. He resigned with the Red Sox for a lot more money, a lot less years that he was really asking for, what we were giving him. So we have to run out with Jace Young and which Gabe don't know about this, but Jace Young and I want to say it's McKinstry. Not really good options. Jace Young is young, but hopefully he turns into something. Gleyber Torres looking good in spring training. Tariq Skubal is my dog, looking good in spring training. Jackson Job looking good. Kente Meta looks like he sucks. I hate that guy. But I'm going to see a lot more baseball games this year. Shout out Hay McDowell. We know the president of the Biloxi Shuckers, so we're going to go a lot of those games. I think we're getting mostly free tickets, and kind of free food. I know we get discounted food at least. Shout out that for real. And then what else? Of course, I got that job. And it's going to take this long to get a freaking energy drink. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I had to scroll a lot.
That's fair.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
All right. The first drink. I know you said the brand might not be your favorite, but from what I understand, you like this one. Bang, Skittles. I don't remember the name, but it's Skittles.
Okay, so it's been a while since I had Bang. It's been a long while.
That's fair.
But there's so much more. There's so much better options. I'm gonna take it at 3. I think 3 is a good spot for it. As I think I can figure out what my number one's gonna be if you're gonna say it.
Okay. One of these. Let me even look up.
Oh, I knew
one of these is like.
I should have said the Gold Monster for you. Dang, I have a feeling.
Well, this one. Okay, well, hold on. I'll swap it out. I'll just tell you, I was gonna do Killer Kiwi, but like I thought that had caffeine, but it didn't.
Man,
got that wrong.
Nah, that was just a.
That's a throwback.
Gosh,
that is a throwback.
I remember we were saying at one point it was like a top 3 drink.
We had it, yeah. We took one sip and we were like, whoa. And then it was mid. Second one here, Ghost Orange Cream.
Okay. Which brand? Monster?
Ghost.
There's a few things I like more than that. And I don't know if you're going to say those, though. So I could list you at the ones I much rather over the Ghost Orange Cream. It's not a lot.
I didn't want the Monster.
The White Monster. Yep. And he has not said Monster yet. So I have a feeling you're going to put White Monster. White Monster turned into a top 3 right now. And I might. Ooh. I'm going to put that 2. I have faith. I have faith. Put it at 2.
Red Bull Coconut.
Number 1. Bang! Number 1. Let's go. That's one of the drinks I love. Okay. Come on. Keep this going. All right.
Number 4, or the 4th option. Monster Bad Apple. I don't know how much you remember this one.
That was good.
It was good.
Okay. I'm okay with putting that at 4. I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't think it was better than I think it was better than what had number 3?
Skittles.
I think it's definitely better than Skittles. I'll put it at 4.
That's a minor.
I'm okay with that. What's my number 5?
Number 1, we have Red Bull Coconut. Number 2, we have Ghost Cream. Number 3, you got Bang Skittles. Mm-hmm. Number 4, you put Bad Apple. Number 5, Monster Assault.
King of these, crown me.
That was a good list. That was a good list.
Him.
That was a good list.
W list. Bang. Anything else to round off the episode? I do have to get to work soon. So.
Yep. Yeah. Story. Yeah. Because we play basketball and football. Basketball at the camp over the weekend. I played with this other guy named Jack. It was me and 2 other random guys that we met that just wanted to play. The viewers don't know, I'm not good at basketball. I'm really not. Sometimes I'll randomly hit threes in a random one-on-one against Jacob. It'll happen every now and then. But I'm not actually good. Now I was dishing. I was getting it to this other guy because he was about my height. So we did have the height advantage on him. We did end up winning. I believe we went to 11. It was like 11-5 or something like that. Like we actually gave him that work. But I was missing almost every shot. But football, I did not play. Now, here's the thing. It was a muddy field, and I had Hey Dudes. That was my only shoes that I had. So I sat out because I didn't want to tear my ACL.
Did you get hurt
like I almost did on the beach? At the beach retreat in the fall, yes. Because we were playing in the sand, and I planted wrong, and my knee just, it was bad. It hurt a lot. But this time, we were playing, it was a community college. I can't remember the name. But the minister of their community college, Wesley group, was a USM student, part of our Wesley. So we knew him, but we didn't know any of the players that he had from his group. But he was their head coach, but he was also the ref. So he was not reffing fairly the entire time. So we had to yell at him to actually ref fairly because he wasn't, this is flag football. So he wasn't giving us fair yardage. He wasn't doing the cones where he was giving like extra downs to his team. He wasn't where you have to put the flags on the side instead of in the front and the back. Just the basic rules he wasn't doing. He wasn't subbing out his team, so he was just playing the same. They had the 6'9" guy who just kept running streak routes, and I was like telling our safeties to back up, but they didn't know what they were doing. Anyways, it was a disaster. We were down by like 4 scores, but we came back. We band together, and we lost by 1 score.
Lost by 1 score.
So we were down like 4 though. We came back. He said we had the last drive. We tied it up. He gave his team an extra drive. I don't know what that was about. So they could go down and win. That was pretty stupid. We didn't have a fair game, but whatever. We fought to the end.
Well, thanks for that story, Gabe. But ultimately, thank y'all for watching. Y'all made it to this point. Subscribe, like, all that good jazz. Now I gotta go record in 40-degree weather. Dang it. Anything for the paycheck, I guess. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Well, thanks y'all so much for listening. Subscribe, all that good jazz, and of course, thank y'all.